Hi everyone, my name is Katie Gilreath, and as you probably know from this presentation being here, I am finishing up my master's in classroom technology at Bowling Green State University. I'm currently an intervention specialist and working with 5th and 6th graders. The title of my final project is Determining the Effectiveness of MobyMax on Students with Special Needs in the Area of Reading. In the 2015-2016 school year, 15% of students in Ohio were identified as students with disabilities. Technology presents an opportunity for new learning opportunities, especially for these students. Working with students with special needs, I have a passion to help them reach grade-level academic achievement. Third grade is said to be a transitional year. Students should be able to read by third grade. After third grade, that focus switches to understanding the content they are reading. The purpose of this study is to determine if MobyMax helps improve the STAR reading scores of students with special needs in the area of reading at Millersport Elementary School. According to MobyMax's website, for the last 6 years, students have gained more than one full grade level with just 40 hours of work. The research question for my final project is, will students who qualify for special education in the area of reading who use MobyMax show an increase in STAR reading scores in spring 2017 at Millersport Elementary? My alternative hypothesis is students who qualify for special education in the area of reading who use MobyMax will show an increase in STAR reading scores in spring 2017 at Millersport Elementary. My independent variable for this project is the use of MobyMax, which is a categorical variable. My dependent variable is STAR reading scores, which is quantitative. Some definitions to be aware of within this project are special education and STAR reading. The constitutive definition for special education is classes or instruction designed for students with special educational needs. The operational definition is students who have an individualized education plan, or IEP, which qualifies them for specially designed instruction from an intervention specialist. The constitutive definition for STAR reading is an online assessment program developed by Renaissance Learning for students typically in grades K through 12. The program uses a combination of the closed method and traditional reading comprehension passages to assess 46 reading skills across 11 domains. The program is used to determine a student's overall reading level, as well as identify a student's individual strengths and weaknesses. The operational definition for this project is a 34-question assessment based on reading skills that students complete in order to determine their current level of reading mastery. One of the first topics I covered in my literature review was reading issues. I was surprised to find that 67% of 4th graders with disabilities and 63% of 8th graders with disabilities do not have these basic reading skills. That could be attributed to the fact that 74% of children who struggle with reading in 3rd grade will continue struggling through 9th grade. It seems that as we hit 3rd grade, if these students have not learned to read, they're going to continue struggling with that. Around 90% of students with learning disabilities primarily struggle in the area of reading. This fact actually did not surprise me considering my caseload in the areas in which they qualify. Reading is incorporated into all subjects and everyday life. That's one area that I really like to get across to the other teachers teaching science, social studies, and math, that if a student struggles in reading but not other subjects, they still might have difficulties in that class. Reading is incorporated into everything. The second area I covered in my literature review was special education and the use of technology. Technology can offer a leadership role that is otherwise not often present for students with disabilities. Often I see that my students in particular are shy about answering questions in class or stepping up when a volunteer is needed. Those who have become confident in their technology skills are able to take the place of being a peer assistant and helping their peers solve those technological problems. Technology can also offer more engaging ways of learning. As many of us have discussed throughout all of our classes, we have used a lot of games in the classroom. even if it isn't exactly gamification. Quizzes, Kahoot, Cool Math, and Prodigy are very popular with the students in my school. These are ways that technology is helping them to learn educational content. Another way that technology can be incorporated into special education is with the use of differentiation. Text-to-speech, fewer answer choices, extended time, and so many other ways to differentiate the content can be so helpful for students with special needs and for students without special needs. The third area of my literature review addresses challenges and barriers for technology in the classroom. A big challenge for students in general is frustration when using technology. Spelling can be a big problem in simple Google searches or typing on Google Docs. Remembering usernames and passwords can be troublesome, especially if students are getting on multiple different programs throughout the day. Often, thankfully, there is the ability to save username and passwords. When that isn't an ability for the certain program, it can be troubling. Navigating websites can also be a problem for students with special needs. Just figuring out where to go and what to click may be more difficult if a student is not able to read titles or subtitles on the page. Figuring out new educational programs can also be a source of frustration. High reading levels is another challenge for students with special needs and technology. Google search results, for example, don't often cater to students searching for 5th grade level content who are reading at a 2nd or 3rd grade level. Articles used in research papers are also often a higher reading level than students can read. Even directions on academic games online can be complicated for students to understand. They are often left guessing how to play the game and hoping that they are doing it correctly. My sample for this project will include all students in 5th and 6th grades with special needs in the area of reading at Millersport Elementary in spring 2017. That includes 3 girls and 8 boys. Another breakdown is by grade, which is 6 5th graders and 5 6th graders. As mentioned earlier, the independent variable in this project is MobyMax. Time can be monitored through MobyMax overall and broken down by different areas that students are working on in MobyMax. Lessons and categories can be assigned based on numerous factors such as age, grade level, current level of performance, and IEP goals. Teachers can use that information to pick which lessons they want to assign, or they can just assign a lesson that they think a student might be interested in. While MobyMax has programs for reading, math, writing, and more, I love that even just the reading offers so many different breakdowns of categories. Categories for selection during this study include phonics and spelling rules, alphabet, phonics sounds, phonics blending, phonics spelling, foundational reading, early reading trio, sight words, reading level assessment, reading stories, reading skills literature, and reading skills informational. Examples of some of the questions in MobyMax include, what is the purpose of a thesis statement? Which letter is lowercase? Progress will be monitored weekly to adjust assignments as necessary. The dependent variable is the STAR reading test. This will be taken at the beginning and end of this study. Students are familiar with the use of Chromebooks, which will be used for both the MobyMax program and STAR reading. They are also familiar with the STAR reading test. They have seen the format before and won't be overwhelmed by another new tool. The test consists of 34 questions. Examples of questions on a STAR test include, which word is a synonym for revolting? Which lines rhyme with each other? And also comprehension questions based on short paragraphs. The procedures for this project are very simple. First, students will take a STAR reading assessment as a pre-test. Next, they will work through MobyMax lessons that are assigned to them. After the trial period, students will take another STAR reading assessment to use as a post-test to see if there has been growth. After this, guides for using MobyMax will be distributed to teachers along with the results of the MobyMax project. The last step in the procedures consists of interviews and surveys. Interviews and surveys will be conducted with both students and teachers. Students will be asked for their thoughts on the use of MobyMax. Did they enjoy using MobyMax, and did they feel like they received any benefits from using MobyMax? Teachers will be asked their thoughts on if they think MobyMax would be a worthwhile tool for the classroom, along with numerous questions about their feedback for the MobyMax Guide for Teachers and website with more resources. One of the limitations within this project is data collector bias. Since I, the data collector, am a stakeholder in this study, there's potential for bias when collecting and analyzing the results throughout the study. This will be limited because data will be factual and not easily manipulated. The attitude of subjects is also a possible limitation. Students may end up having no interest in MobyMax or may be preoccupied with other assignments. My hope is that students will continue to be motivated to use MobyMax through the use of rewards, certificates, and game time on the platform. A third limitation is the possible loss of subjects. This could be due to absences or students moving. While I personally cannot do much about the loss of subjects, I am hopeful that since it is nearing the end of the school year, fewer students will be moving in and out of the school district. Teacher support is a large basis for the project files I am creating. When I first started using MobyMax, I was excited but also overwhelmed by the many options that MobyMax offers. For the teacher guide, I will go over information for how to attain a MobyMax account, creating classes and groups, adding students, information on all the various topics, how to view students' live time performance, as well as distributing rewards, certificates, game times, points, and more. This teacher guide will be housed on a website, which also will have screencasts of the areas covered in the teacher guide, along with links to helpful videos. I hope with these sources that teachers will be less overwhelmed when implementing MobyMax. Since my project is not yet complete, I do not have final results. I do predict that students will make growth and they will respond positively to the MobyMax program. Students in the past have shown to be very motivated by games, certificates, and competition in general. Just by playing MobyMax, students are able to earn game time within the program. Students will react positively to this and want to play more MobyMax in order to earn more game time, in my opinion. Additionally, I believe teachers will find the materials to be very helpful. I also think they will be capable of creating their own MobyMax account. In creation of the materials, I have kept in mind the varying skill levels of technology of the teachers at my school. I know some would have problems, while others may be able to jump on and create everything without any assistance. It is my hope that these guides and the website will provide many wonderful resources to help the teachers implement MobyMax effectively with their students. I am looking forward to receiving the final results of my project. I hope that they align with my predicted results and that students will have made growth and teachers will have found the materials I've created to be helpful. I will update you further once my project is complete. Thank you.